Welcome in, Ricky's Mailbag. We answer the Phillies questions to the best of our ability. We take your questions, we answer them, see what happens. I'm also on the afternoon show. You can catch us 2 to 6, 97.5thefanatic.com, 97.5 The Fanatic, and NBC Sports Philadelphia. Myself, Connor Thomas, and Silvana Kelleher. Here we go. Dylan?
I know you're going to love this one. This is from North Broad. Why do fans hate Trey Thomas so much?
Wow. That's something. Wow. This is a great question because I will tell you this much. When he first came over, everybody loved him. He was the superhero that could do no wrong. He was Superman, if you will. Comes over, gets himself a standing ovation. Well, apparently that standing ovation comes with a little asterisk that you better get yourself in gear or else we'll turn on you as quickly as possible. And right now, I think they're having some issues with Trey Turner because not showing a lot of power numbers. But I will give him this. Rob Thompson defined to Trey Turner what he wanted him to be. And in my eyes, it's almost like a leadoff hitter. I know he's batting second, but he's one of those guys that he just wants him on base, wants him to steal 40 bases, and wants him to score 100 runs. So, I mean, if somebody went out there and gave you that as a tablet and you kind of take it and you run with it, this is what you get. A guy that's going to hit close to 300 and try to use his speed on the base paths. Not the greatest in the field, but, I mean, that's something we're going to have to deal with. And I think the Philly fans are starting to realize that you have to live up to your money that you make. And right now, Trey Turner is one of those guys that's going to be focused on.
This one is from Steven D'Angelo. What do you think Andrew Painter's potential ceiling can be?
The way they talk about him, the greatest pitcher ever to live, it's so hard to tell. I mean, you can watch guys in AAA, watch them pitch, and you could form your own opinion of these guys. But until you get to the major league level and actually go through a full major league season, you don't know the rigors of what you have to do to be that good. Does he have the arm for it? Absolutely. Does he have the mindset for it? I believe so, too. So, I mean, you put that together, he should be a pretty good pitcher. I mean, he's got dominant stuff, and it's not just a fastball. I think a lot of people look at guys that are coming up, and it's only because they throw hard. Yes, he does throw hard. He throws upwards towards 100 miles an hour, but he also has good breaking stuff and knows how to use it. So I would say he's got a pretty big upside. And, I mean, as good as he can be, that's up to him. That whatever I say, I can tell you till you're blue in the face one way or the other, and you know, you could agree, disagree, but once he gets up here, that's when the show starts. The show doesn't start yet. AAA doesn't mean anything yet. You get to the big leagues, that's where you have to prove yourself. And I think he's supposedly like a little bit like a Paul Skeens type, and it's just one of those things that, thinking about it, I guess that's what we should expect.
The sports and music guru asked, do you think the pitching staff is going to give us a legit shot in the playoffs against lineups like the Dodgers and Mets?
Zach Wheeler is a definitive yes. I think he could pitch against anybody in the league, and he's proven that. Luzardo, as long as he stays healthy and he stays near that 100% mark towards the end of the season, yeah, I think he could pitch against just about anybody. He's got really good stuff. His fastball is topping near 98 miles an hour. Moves it around well, has good movement within the zone. So the one thing he also does very well is expands the zone, which means he could throw a pitch that looks like it's down the middle. Next thing you know, it's on the right-hander's back foot, and they're already swinging through it. So I think those two guys are definitives. Christopher Sanchez, I think he's one of those guys with still a question mark around him. I think he's a really good regular season pitcher. He's definitely got the stuff. But once you get to the postseason, we'll just see. I mean, because he might have to be moved up because my number 4 guy, Aaron Nola, man, I backed this guy for a long time, and right now he's just not throwing the ball well. And he's a guy that seems to need hot, humid weather, and it hasn't been that way early on in the season. This guy's sporting over a 6 ERA. He's kind of taken over for Taijuan Walker this year. So not a good sign in the Phillies rotation. And I think when you look at Ranger Suarez, he's kind of still a wait and see guy right now. He's had a good start. He's had a bad start. You just wait and see.
Joe Yee asks, do you cherish the pitching depth that puts a starter in the bullpen, or do you flip one for a strong piece?
I think somebody's going to get flipped, and the reason why I say that is, I mean, when you think about it, you have Nola's signed for a while, Wheeler signed for a while, Christopher Sanchez signed for a while. It looks like you're going to probably end up signing Luzardo for a while at some point, and then you have Ranger Suarez, kind of like the odd man out. And I think Ranger, one of two things: either he deals and he's the number 5 and everything's great, and you don't need a starting pitcher, or you flip him because he's not signed. He's going to become a free agent next year, and I don't know if the Phillies are going to fork out that kind of money for a guy like Ranger Suarez, who's been I wouldn't call him inconsistent. I think he just hits brick walls way too quick. And when that happens, I think you kind of start scratching your head a little bit and wonder, is this guy worth the long-term contract? So, yeah, I could possibly see a Ranger Suarez flipped. I think it would have to be some kind of a package deal. You would either look for one more late reliever or even possibly an outfielder, which I think things are kind of falling a little bit more into place. Marsh has been a lot more productive since he's come up, and Rojas has been okay too. So I think that's kind of put on the back burner right now, but you could always use a bullpen arm.
Christopher Rowe asks, which is a bigger area of need right now, closer or center field? And do you have anyone in your mind you would want the Phillies to target?
Cedric Mullins would be a great center fielder that I'd like to see here in Philadelphia, but I don't think that would be as simple as just that being said. I don't believe the Phillies would be the only team looking into that. I think there would be a whole bunch of teams that are trying to get into that kind of trade. So I think it would cost the Phillies a lot more than you would like. But Cedric Mullins will definitely be one off the top of my head that I would love to see in Philadelphia. What was the other part of the question?
What's the bigger area of need, closer or center field?
See, I think Jose Alvarado could be the closer, but I do believe that you need one more guy that could help set up too. I think Romano has turned a corner. He could obviously close in certain situations, but I think there's always going to be that need for one extra guy, especially in the playoffs.
Okay. Feeling My Vibe asks, do you think they should get some consistency in their lineup and have start lead off followed by Turner, Harper, Schwarber, Cassie every day?
Rob doesn't trust them against all lefties. He'll trust them against some lefties, and I think those are the slower throwing lefties or the guys that come straight over the top. I think, when you think about it, a guy who doesn't see a lot of left-handers, then he's getting a guy coming from three-quarter or sidearm from a left-handed slot. It's hard to pick up for left-handed hitters, and I think that's where he kind of categorizes Bryson Stott into there. So I don't know if it's the greatest move in the world. I don't have a problem with the flip-flopping with a lefty-righty situation because most likely Rob changes the whole lineup, not just one guy. I mean, the last time they faced a lefty, I believe there were 2 lefties in the lineup, and that was it. That was Harper and Schwarber. So it doesn't surprise me that Rob continues to do this.
Okay, final question. And I apologize, I forgot I didn't write down your name, but why haven't the Phillies re-signed Kyle Schwarber yet?
That's a heck of a question. I think Schwarber's probably one of those guys who, if it didn't get done in spring training, I think you kind of look up and say, I'm going to wait until after the season's over, and why wouldn't you? I don't think there's any doubt that Kyle Schwarber is going to get paid. I don't know the number of years, but I would assume around a 3-year deal for Schwarber. It's going to cost you high, somewhere near $80 million, maybe even $90 million. So it's not as simple as it looks, because if he goes to free agency, that price goes up. The smartest thing for the Phillies would do, I would say during the All-Star break, try to have some contact with his agent, see if you can't get something done where the numbers are good for both sides, and then you just kind of run it from there. I think the sooner the better on that contract. I'm just not so sure how anxious Kyle is to get this done right now. All right, there you have it. Ricky's Mailbag. Don't forget, subscribe, like, come back anytime you want. We're all over YouTube. We're on 97.5 The Fanatic, 97.5thefanatic.com, and NBC Sports Philadelphia. That's the afternoon show, 2 to 6, with myself, Savannah Kelleher, Connor Thomas. Hey, I want to thank you guys for watching, listening in. I want you to like, subscribe, do what you have to do to kind of stay on focus with us. Also, we also have plenty of other content that goes on here on YouTube. So go to that, like that, subscribe to that. And also you can catch us on the afternoon show, 2 to 6, Monday through Friday, 97.5 The Fanatic, 97.5thefanatic.com, and NBC Sports Philadelphia.